Hey guys, how you doing? So let's talk about XRP and talk about some really, really cool things that I think we're going to start to see in the broader, larger crypto picture and how it impacts your XRP kind of more long term. And I talk about these narratives and these themes a lot on my channel because, quite frankly, not all of you guys watch all of my videos. And by the way, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do so. I greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to grow the channel. Hit that subscribe. And if you're watching this on X, please give me a follow. Because here's what I really want you to understand. I want you to understand that there are rough days and months, weeks and months in crypto, and we've really been living those for a while now. And I mean, I've had this channel for 5 years, and 2-3 of those years have been really predominantly bearish times. I think we're about to enter into a massively bullish time, and I think the impact on your XRP and all of your crypto is going to be significant. I think we're going to see all of these cryptos that we own, Bitcoin, XRP, and all the major ones start to go up, right? And I have no doubt about that. And when I have those times where, kind of down times and not really doubt, but times where the market is flat and it's just this overriding sense of bearishness out there, I always turn and look at adoption and look at what major whales are doing, major industries are doing, the landscape of crypto. And that is just at a revolutionary pace in a positive way, the landscape of crypto and adoption just drastically changing. If you look at what's just happened in the last couple of weeks, you had Bank of America coming out and making the announcement that they're going to start selling, crypto products to their millions of customers. They've advised their 15,000 account managers to go out and start selling, and their advice is to go to their top clients and say, hey, put 4%. That's a big number. 4% of your wealth under management at Bank of America, as an example, into crypto. All right. And you've got, you've got just example, Schwab making the announcement that beginning in early 2026 that they're going to start selling crypto to their clients. And, Fidelity, the CEO of Fidelity came out the other day and announced that she owns Bitcoin, and there's, she's going to start selling it. Obviously they've been selling the Bitcoin ETF and things of that nature. By the way, the XRP ETF has hit $1 billion as far as inflows into the XRP ETF. And there's just example after example after example of that. And then also everybody's waiting on the Clarity Act, right? The new regulations and guidelines, et cetera, coming in the Clarity Act. That's going to be approved by the Congress, most likely in the very first part of 2026. And all of that adds up to just positive goodness. To how does that impact your crypto today? It doesn't per se, right? I mean, but it's a theme and it's a narrative that you need to be aware of. And that's when I'm kind of having those times where like, man, this is rough and things like, I look at things like that. I look at the larger adoption picture and how compared to say 6 months ago, we really didn't have a lot of this. Compared to a year ago, year and a half ago, there was active attack campaigns going against crypto. And some of them were coming from some of the names I just mentioned earlier. Bank of America was delisting people if they thought you were associated with crypto. They were literally pulling their Bank of America accounts from people as an example. And there's example after example of banks doing that. And that's all changed, obviously. And that wasn't right. That behavior back then wasn't right at all. But that was the kind of the political and the political environment we were living under, and the regulatory and environment we were living under. And there was a lot of fear and uncertainty that being driven around crypto. And that's all changed. And I think that ultimately the adoption of blockchain technology, everybody's talking about tokenization, and XRP is going to be part of that. The new financial rails, XRP Ripple is going to be a massive part of that. And the price of XRP will go up as more and more usage comes onto the XRP ledger and things of this nature, and the adoption worldwide. And all of this is what you need to keep in mind when you're maybe struggling and you're looking at it going, man, I just don't know if I want to do this crypto thing anymore. Now, ultimately, you have to make the right choice for you, your family, and your goals and all that. But I'm here to stay, and I continue to buy. In fact, I bought more XRP this week. And I let my private members know I did that. By the way, if you're interested in that, there's Inner Circle link in the description below if you want to take a look at that. Part of that Inner Circle membership is the first ever crypto success course that I've ever created is in that. So the link's in the description below. It's called Inner Circle if you want to check that out. But bottom line, it's never been more exciting to be in crypto. And ultimately, I realize that there are times, kind of like we're in this volatility period right now, where we go one step forward and maybe 1.5, 2 steps back on a given day as far as trading volume and the move up and down associated with with the market, and that's just part of it. But here's what's happened: the longer we stay in kind of this bearish volatility cycle, the longer the bull run on the backside of this will be. And I think ultimately we could start to see things change on a dime, right? And crypto moves that fast, and that's one thing I love about it. But that could change almost instantly, and we could, in the next 2 days, it could start going up dramatically, and it's going up and has been going up because of what's going on at kind of the macro level. The Federal Reserve quantitative tightening ending, again, good for crypto. The money presses, printing press is kind of turning back on. The Federal Reserve has started injecting liquidity back into the market. In fact, I think they've injected about $14 billion back into the market. There's a lot of good stuff there. And ultimately, that's more of kind of midterm, long term. And day to day, you just need to keep in mind and be aware of maybe some of these points that I've mentioned to you. And there are others that I haven't even mentioned of good, positive checkbox points, if you will, to keep you here and to keep you investing along the way and all that. Because I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I firmly believe that crypto is the biggest financial opportunity of our lifetimes. And we are still here early. You are here early. And you stand to massively reap the benefit as we see millions and millions and millions. And ultimately, I think Charles Hoskinson said we'll have 1 billion people invested in crypto at some point in the future, right? But as millions and millions and more people come in, the prices of all these assets are going to rise. Your XRP is going to go up in value. Insert any crypto that you own, it will go up in value if it's a good project with utility and all that. So with that, I appreciate you giving me a few minutes. Also, links in the description below if you go check it out. There's a link to BidFi, one of the best exchanges on the planet. Customer service is amazing. If you are a whale, you do a lot of trading, they are amazing with that. So go check them out. The links are right down there as well. Free to join, no KYC, no VPN, all that. All right, I appreciate you, and I'll see you later. Thanks.